What's up, Picky Garage? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm making a video on the Ford Fusion. I have the titanium Energi. Some of you guys kind of love this car. Some of you guys don't like it as much, but it gets pretty good attention. Not as good as the show Taurus that we have. That one kind of has the most views on my channel, which is pretty funny. No one likes the sports cars, but they like the daily drivers. But anyway, so I'm talking to you guys about the Ford Fusion Energi. Something that I went through or had to put up with over, the last, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks. About 3 weeks ago, I was coming home from a store and my AC went out, which kind of sucks because this car only has, let me check real quick. I think I have, yep, there it is right there. 51,162 miles, which isn't a whole lot for this thing. I've had it for about 2 years, so maybe that is a lot. I do a lot of driving. It's about 80 miles to and from work. So this car, the AC went out, which kind of sucks. I had a older car, a 2004 Ford Focus, and the AC went out on that 3 times, but that had 140,000 miles, something like that. It was my beater. So it's kind of unusual for a car with 50,000 miles to have the AC go out, but I was like, oh, it's no big deal. Only sucky thing was I had to drive it for 2 days, actually 3 days, and the blazing hot heat of July summer here in the DMV, it was like 100 degrees, so driving an hour in traffic to and from work, altogether 2 hours to sometimes a little bit more than that, with the windows down was awful. I was kind of getting undressed in the car. I feel sorry for anyone that saw me. My apologies for being new to my car, but I was sweating, dripping. So the Ford dealership, I called the Ford dealership because it is certified pre-owned, which means 7,000 mile or 7 year 100,000 mile warranty. So I thought it was going to be covered, so I took it to a dealership. The quickest dealership that could get me in is Kraus Ford. They got me in 2 weeks. They gave me 2 weeks. Luckily I have some other cars to drive around, so I just dropped the car off because I couldn't stand being without air conditioning. The other dealerships couldn't fit me in until the end of July, so I still wouldn't have my car back. So I drop it off the dealership, and about a week later I get a phone call, and the woman at the dealership, Kraus Ford is where I took it, they said it's going to be $800 to fix, and I was like, well, what's wrong with it? It should be covered under warranty. Well, that 7 year 100,000 mile warranty is just for the powertrain, and it just so happens that the premium warranty went out at 48,000 miles, so 2,000 miles earlier. Really stinks that Ford couldn't have hooked me up and covered me for being only 2,000 miles over, and for the reasoning not even being anything that was my fault. It's just a manufacturer defect where 2 hoses were rubbing together and created a hole in the air condition line. So the woman was like, oh, it's going to be $600. So I said, sorry about that. I got the quote wrong at first. The woman said it was going to be $600 at first, and then she was like, once we fix that and add the Freon and da-da-da-da, there might be another hole, so it might be more money. Granted, these hoses are only like $50, and Freon, they said, was $140, so whatever. I just said, fix it. The car was there. I couldn't really take it anywhere else. I would have taken it to a local shop because it probably would have been a lot cheaper. Let me open it up, the hood up. So I just went ahead and opened the hood up. Believe it or not, I've only had this hood open once, and it was when I first got the car and was inspecting it. But that's the hybrid engine. That's the gas engine. It's pretty funny to see. But down here is where the 2 hoses were. The hoses fed back, and what the woman said to me was that a rubber piece came off of the hose and they rubbed together, creating a hole in the hose. So I was like, okay, whatever. It's $600 or $699, and that's fine. I'll just have it fixed and get this car back and never take it to a dealership unless it's for the powertrain, because that's the only warranty that's left on this car. Is the I have 50,000 miles left, and I think 4 years for the certified pre-owned warranty. So the woman goes ahead and pulls it into the shop orders the 2 hoses to fix the car. Well, she calls me 2 days later and says it's going to be $899. And I said, whoa, wait, like, how's it $899? And she goes, well, it's because it took longer to fix. We had to have 4 more hours of labor, and there was another hole. And I was like, well, the math doesn't add up. If it was first, $699 or $600, I think it was $699. Sorry for getting my numbers wrong. I've had a long day. So $699. So that means it's $700, $700 to $900. That's $200 more dollars. So for 4 hours, that means it would be $50 an hour. Where am I getting all this other charge when the total time was 7 hours? And so pretty much we got in this big argument about time and whatever. So I was like, you know what? I have no problem paying the $699, but that's all I'm paying because that's what you told me it was going to cost. And I don't see how you can fabricate 4 more hours of labor, for $50 an hour when you're actually charging me $100 and some an hour for labor. And the 2 hoses were $50 and the Freon was $120. So math didn't add up, but they were like, okay, we'll only charge you, I think, $699, maybe 7 something with tax. But I went ahead and got the car back. I just want to make this video for you guys because I don't want any of you guys with the Ford Fusion or the Ford Fusion Energi to have the same issue. They actually had to relocate the hoses. You can't really see them down there, but they actually relocated them so they wouldn't rub together. From factory, it's just a small rubber piece that is splitting the 2 hoses. And if you have what happened to me, and the rubber piece falls or moves down the hose and they rub together, they will have they'll have a hole in it, and then you'll have to get your AC fixed and whatnot. So yeah, it was a pain in the ass. $700 some later, but that's really the only problem that I've had with this car. 50,000 miles to over 2 years of ownership, and that's really the only major costing repair that I've had to deal with, which is okay. Got to have air conditioning, especially when it's 105 degrees out right now. So that kind of stinks. But that's really the only problem that I've had so far. The next thing that I have to do with this car is put new tires on it. I'm gonna get Continentals next. I don't really have any tread left. There's like these little knobs in the center, and it's like right there. So that's a problem. I need to get new tires. So that's really the only thing that I really had to deal with this car. Other than that, it's a great running car, a good daily. If you're in the market for a daily driver, I would totally get this car. And if you do have a Ford Fusion Energi or hybrid already, get those pipes checked, because you don't want to have a $800, $700 mistake like I did. Or not even a mistake, they should have covered it, but that's not here or there. Ford, you should have helped me out. But it is what it is, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll try to get more content out to you guys soon. I've been on vacation on and off here a lot, and on some travel for work. So I'll get back to the videos. I have some ideas of new stuff, and we just got a new car in the Piggy garage, which I'm pretty happy to show you guys. It's going to be really funny once you see what it is. It's a real nice car. I love the car, and you guys will be excited to, or should be excited to see what it is. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave me some comments. If you ever had to deal with anything like this with your AC or any crazy repairs. My craziest repair is I had the AC repaired on my Ford Focus 3 times within like 4 months, which was absolutely astronomical, kind of like the pricing of this was. But it is what it is. Things happen. Stay picky, guys. Thanks for watching.
Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to.